Texas League Baseball is next. And good evening, everybody. We welcome you to Thursday Night Baseball live here on the show. And now, here is the star of the show, the one, the only, John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. We welcome you into the third game of the six-game set between the San Antonio Missions and the Midland Rockhounds. Well, anyway, tonight we have Copa night. San Antonio wearing their Flying Chanclas gear, Midland wearing their Amigos gear as we get ready for this one. Series continues tomorrow evening for good old Dr. Pepper Friday here at the ballpark. And don't forget, Saturday night is fireworks night, presented by Taco Villa. Sunday we'll wrap it up here as San Antonio Midland will start their game at 1:05 p.m. And it'll be a pretty good one. San Antonio will head home. They take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles next week. So far, going to be a pretty good homestand for San Antonio. Go online now at Rockhounds Baseball or wherever you have a Texas League ball club at and download, purchase, and print your tickets from home. Also, follow each team all season long with the First Pitch app or Bally Live app. It is free. So scratch that First Pitch app and go directly to Bally Live as they are free and you can watch them all season long. Free games with no cost. So that's pretty reasonable if I do say so myself, and have to pay to update the app and everything else along the way on First Pitch, which that's kind of ridiculous. Well, anyway, gotta say a perfectly good night tonight as we get ready to go. Last night, Midland winning 8-6 on a 3-run home run, and gotta say it was a pretty good night for Midland as they secured their 8th of the season. Well, anyway, tonight it will be a decision factor of what will happen, and so far it will be a pretty good one as we get ready to go. Well, over the start of the series for Arkansas and Tulsa, I gotta say that was pretty weird what's been going on, but, well, evidently the Travelers and Drillers will have a double game on Saturday at 4:30 in the afternoon. So if you are in Tulsa right now, then you probably already see that on the First Pitch app, and you probably already know and say, wow, okay, well, double game on Saturday? That sounds like a pretty good winner if you're asking me. Well, I'm joined in the booth by my good friend and partner, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
I'm doing good. How are you, John?
Well, I could say I am doing a whole lot better. And most likely my back pain is gone. I am healed. I feel good, partner.
Well, that's good. I mean, last couple of weeks you've been up and down hurting and all this other stuff.
Oh, yeah, because I think I really pulled a muscle when I was out working last week, and so far I gotta say it's been one heck of a time for me, but evidently been using Icy Hot and ibuprofen, and so far 2 pills is good, but don't overdo it. Just 2 pills every 24 hours, and so far pretty good on that.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. It's good that you're feeling better, that your back pain is gone, and so far just glad that you're doing good.
Well, thank you for asking. And thank you for all your prayers and concerns and stuff. But anyway, I gotta say it was a pretty good game last night, and so far, 8-6 the final score. Midland pulled it off by a 3-run left field home run, and so far it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. Just gotta absolutely love the Rockhounds getting in there and getting those big, huge home runs, and so far it's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was. Well, anyway, we're just now getting ready to exit the pregame show, and we're just about set to go for the Flying Chanclas taking on the Midland Amigos tonight. And yes, it will be one time only on road games, and so far pretty good on that. Well, anyway, as San Antonio and Wolf Stadium combined, we are definitely Thursday and Fridays at home with the Flying Chanclas. And so far this next week we take on Amarillo, and so far the Sod Poodles and Chanclas will go at it. Well, anyway, we are just about 7:30 as we get ready to go here tonight. And we'll take you now down on the field for tonight's broadcast. So hope you guys are super excited for tonight's live action show. Beautiful Franco Park of Midland, Texas.
And now, your Midland.
Well, the Amigos are now taking on the field. Just about ready to go as we get going for Copa night. Well, our right-hander, Blake Beers, coming in. Four-seam fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. Last year, plunking one of the San Antonio Missions, and he got a suspension for an arguation that he had with pretty much a home plate umpire, and Willa gave a talk tonight. But anyway, we're going to see how he does this season, and he is now coming back to the Texas League, and so far, that's what happened last year when he plunked a prospect right in the back, and it was not a really good thing to see.
Yeah, I remember it was somebody like this guy, and well, I think last year, I don't know who got plunked, but somebody did. I just don't know who. Yeah. Francisco Acuna, now the first man up for San Antonio. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hits that one. Line drive straightaway center as it will bounce right in front of the center fielder. And that's the first one of the night for San Antonio.
The center fielder, number 2.
Well, the next batter up is center fielder Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in, ready to go, and he'll take that one inside for a strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. San Antonio will be back to their road jerseys tomorrow. Midland will have their 2 orange jersey days, Friday and Saturday. Sunday, home white uniforms. Right there, ground ball straight away. Give 1, give 2, and that's a Taco Villa double play. And boy, that is not a good thing when you ground into one of those. And the next batter up is the catcher, Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, ready to go. Here's the pitch to him, and he's going to hit that one high fly in the air up to right field, and that will do it for this half inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no one left on base. Bottom of the first coming up, no score through the first half. About set to go for the San Antonio left-hander. We'll get started for San Antonio here this evening, and we'll be right back on the show. Now set to go for the bottom of the first right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Jagger Haynes, a left-hander, is getting ready to get going. As we get ready for the bottom of the first inning for Midland, as Flying Chancla is now getting ready to go for this half inning. Shortstop is Leo Dallas DeVries. About set to go, and the pitch is in for a strike, and the count now at 0-1. No balls, one strike the count. Good fans here tonight as they continue to come in and pile into the seats on a Thursday evening. And the pitch. And that's a ball, and the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. They got him. And that is out number 1, but the strikeout going to San Antonio's starter, Jagger Haynes. Starting lineups for Midland here on the screen for you. DeVries, Halter, Nankiel will be the leadoff 3. Pitaro, Man, White, middle. Bolvias, Dickey, and Rodriguez will round it out here for Midland. Colby Halter coming in for the Amigos, and that is outside for a ball. The count now 1-0 to him. 1 ball, no strikes. And that is chopped foul. The count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's in for a strike. The count now 1-2. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And 2 up, 2 down. And Jagger Haynes has got it in the palm of his hand. If he could get one more and strike out the side, it's pretty good. Nate Nankiel, the right fielder, coming in for Midland. Midland looks like Corpus Christi jersey, Snarley. How do you figure? Well, gotta say, as you look at the dark royal blue and the armpits and stuff, it kind of looks like those type of jerseys. Called third strike, and that is the inning. No runs, hits, and errors, and 3 strikeouts for Jagger Haynes. Not too shabby. We head for the second inning, and here's the fan cam to give us a beautiful shot of the evening sky as we have baseball here in Midland. Absolutely love it. Top half of the second inning for San Antonio when we come back. Now set to go for the top half of the second inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, here's the first baseman, Romeo Sanabria, as he gets ready to go for the top half of the second inning on this beautiful Thursday night here in Midland, Texas. 1 ball, no strikes to count now. Nobody on, nobody out here in this half inning. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Slow roller. Intercepted by the shortstop. Throw down to first by a footstep ahead. And that is out number 1. Braden Carpathios, the right fielder, coming in. And set to go for San Antonio here this evening. Only time we have Copa night is on a Thursday night, but in San Antonio it's Thursday and Friday for San Antonio. Tell you one thing, there is just some loud cars going by on 191 and Andrews Highway. That's high fly in the air. Left fielder give a chase, and he's got it. Out number 2.
Batting 6, designated hitter, Albert Fabian.
Designated hitter is Albert Fabian. Fabian coming in, ready to go. Run the windup and the stretch. And the changeup is down and outside. It's the count now at 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch. That one is lofted high in the air, straightaway center. And on the warning track, makes the play, and that will do it. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on for San Antonio. And we are 2.5 here tonight. It's no score. Migos coming to bat with CJ Pitaro as he'll get ready to go. No score through 2.5 here in Midland on this Thursday night. Bounce set to go for the bottom half of the second inning for Midland. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Welcome back to the broadcast on this beautiful Thursday night. Jonathan Baker alongside with Bob, my partner, friend from San Antonio. And that is a strike. And the count now 0-1. Bottom half of 2 underway for Midland. And so far, pretty good. Right there. Skied high in the air up to right field. The right fielder will get it in the direct sunlight. And that's out number 1. Luke Mann, the designated hitter, coming in. 1 man down, nobody on. No score to the point here in the bottom of 2. And the pitch is right there and in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. We'll go ahead and give you some scores. Springfield leading Wichita 8-3, top of the 3rd inning. Northwest Arkansas and Corpus Christi tied with 2 apiece. Get a pitch clock violation as 1 ball, 1 strike. Amarillo 6-3 against the Frisco Rough Riders. Top of the 4th inning there at Waterbridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Arkansas leading 4-0 against Tulsa. Scoreless ball game here in Midland against the San Antonio Missions, and that is right there and out number 2. And the 4th strikeout for Jagger Haynes as he completes out number 2. The 6-hole batter is Tommy White as he'll take in a ball down and outside. The count now is 1-0. Great crowd we have here tonight, right, Bob? Gotta always love a Rockhounds crowd. High and in for the center field position, and that is out number 3. 2 innings in the books, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on for Midland. 3rd inning for San Antonio coming up, and it is no score through 2. top half of the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, gotta say, we are patched into DCJ Field's camera, and gotta say, it is a mostly cloudy evening there in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They take on the Arkansas Travelers. Travelers up 4-0. And boy, howdy, you don't see that every day. Tulsa having 3 errors in that ball game. And it doesn't look too good when you're committing so many errors. And so far, just a ugly one on that one. Now here we go for the top half of the third as Rosemond Vertigo, the 7-hole batter, coming up. And the pitch. That's going to be right there. Line drive up to left field, and that is a quick out, number 1. Man, got to say, John, just really, really rough when you're making a lot of outs. And so far, no runs or hits coming in abroad of this ball game. That is for sure. Left fielder is Kai Murphy as he comes in. Field completely covered in shadows except for the left to right field areas. Sun going down. And yeah, pretty good on this Thursday evening. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Kai Murphy. Nope. And that one is high and outside for a ball. The count now 1-2. Well, fans saying that there is thunderstorms on Saturday there for San Antonio, Texas. Well, I got to say, John, that could be rough around the edges. And so far, you know, Saturday and Sunday is our last couple of games here in Midland. And then we head back to San Antonio, and we take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles right after that. That is for sure. That one straight away, up high and in the air, and that is another 1-2-3 inning. Beautiful shot from our far third base area. And gotta love the fan cam. We've got a packed house tonight here in Midland. So we are 3.5, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody on for San Antonio. And it's a no-score ball game as we go bottom of 3 when we come back. About ready to go for the bottom of the third. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Brian Bovias coming in now as we get set to go. 7, 8, 9 due up for this half inning for Midland. So no balls and 1 strike the count now. And the pitch. And that's going to be ground ball straight away up to short. Intercepted by the shortstop. Throw down to first. And in time. And that is out number 1. Jared Dickey coming in now. Is ready to go for Midland. A lot of 3 up, 3 down innings. No score as we are now bottom of 3. And it's getting into a pitcher's duel. Yeah, it sure is, John. I got to say, that's pretty good. Right there up to third. And that is out number 2. But that'll bring in the catcher, C.J. Rodriguez. Coming in for Midland. Wind up and the pitch.
Inside, ball one.
And that is inside for the ball. The count now 1-0. Good crowd tonight here in Franco Park, Midland, Texas. Just love this place. I know you love this ballpark and you love ours in San Antonio as well. Now, Wolf Stadium has been a big, huge factor for the last 6 years that I've been broadcasting with this group. And so far, it's just been one heck of a time with San Antonio and stuff. High in the air, right to first base. And that is going to do it. Another 1, 2, 3. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody on for Midland. And that is 3 innings of shutout. No score is another goose egg on the board. And that will do. 4th inning, Francisco Acuna will lead it for San Antonio when we come back. Foul set to go for the top half of the 4th inning right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Francisco Acuna leading it off. 1, 2, and 3 due up. Is a swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. There is no score to this point, boy. 3 innings come and gone, and still just no hard hit balls as of yet there, Bob.
Yeah, I gotta say, not like other Texas League teams like Frisco and Amarillo. Boy, they are tied 6-6 in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and boy, Sod Poodle's doing good there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo, which that is pretty good.
With Arkansas leading 6-0 against Tulsa, and Corpus Christi leading 4-2 against Northwest Arkansas. Springfield leading 9-3 against the Wind Surge, which that is pretty good. Not like the series opener when they whooped them badly.
Yeah, 18-6. That was a butt kicker right there.
Yeah, you can't tell me that twice there, Bob. No balls and 1 strike. Here is the pitch, and that's going to be right there. And he jumped high, got it. That first baseman knows what he's doing, and he just yanked it out of midair. Gotta say, that was a really good play by that first baseman. And now Ethan Salas is 0 for 1, a lineout. No balls and 1 strike. And that is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. Could be another 1-2-3 half inning if San Antonio just continues to get ground balls. And yep, there we go again. Another 1-2-3. And that is the side retired. 4.5. No score as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning for the Rockhounds when we come back. Leo Dallas DeVries will come in, and we will be ready to go for the last half of the 4th inning straight ahead. About set to go for the bottom of the fourth right now. The Rockhounds Baseball Network. Sorry for the delay, everybody. Just thought we'd take a few extra minutes on a break, and so far we had a little fun and games out here on the field, so gotta say pretty good. Changeup is outside. The count now 1-1. Leo Dallas DeVries. 1-1. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. The count now at 1-2. Springfield leading 10-3 now against Wichita, and boy, that's a pretty good game right there out in Kansas. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. And a pitch, a swing and a miss, and that is out number 1.
The second baseman, Colby.
Trying to get done with this evening, and going to be a pretty good one thus far for San Antonio and Midland both. And here is Colby Halter. Halter coming in, hits that one high in the air, and the left fielder runs a diving catch, and that is out number 2.
Right fielder, Nate.
So, bless you. Nate Nankiel, the right fielder, coming out, is 0 for 1, a strikeout. Last time up. Wind up and the pitch. That is guide high in the air, third base. And that is it. Another 1-2-3 inning, and the side is retired again. And we head to the 5th inning, still no score as we get ready to go for Romeo Sanabria, Carpathios, and Fabian. They'll lead it off in the 5th. Well, we're about set to go for the top half of the 5th inning. Right now, the Rockhounds and the Missions Baseball Networks. Yeah, You're thinking we are in San Antonio, but yeah, guess again there, Bob. We got a few more nights here in Midland. Romeo Sanabria coming in as he's already 0-1 and takes that in for a ball. The count now 1-1. Boy, so far so good here in this half of the inning. That one's got high in the air, straight away, up in center. And the right fielder gives support to reinforce the center fielder. And that is pretty good. Blake Beers, 65% of four-seam fastball. And so far pretty good for him on his reservoir of his pitching here tonight. The right fielder is Braden Carpathios. And this guy was responsible of last year, Blake Beers. Yeah, what about the guy there, Bob? Well, last year in San Antonio, he literally plunked a guy and sent him to the emergency room. Okay, Bob, well, you don't have to remind us what happened last year, but all of us know what happened, and so far I think it was Ethan Salas that got hit, and he was off the roster and stuff for the rest of the year. High in the air, straight away, and that is down.
That ball bounced over.
And that is a ground rule double for San Antonio. And finally, the Mission's got something going. Yeah, so it looks like that first run of the ball game could come with Albert Fabian to get it going. And the pitch is in for the strike. The count now 0-1. 0 for 1 fly out. 1 out, runner at second. Top of the fifth and no score. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, that is in for a strike. Or should I say a ball? Nope, it was a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike now for Fabian. And that's going to be intercepted by the second baseman right to third. And only 90 feet away is the first run for San Antonio to get ready to come on in. Third baseman Rosemont Vertigo coming in now. And the pitch. That one is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. That one high and outside is 2-0. 2 outs, runner at third. 2 balls, no strike counts for Rosemont Vertigo. And that is in for a strike. The count now at 2-1. Here is the 2-1. And that is going to be crushed. That is high in the air, but not in for the right fielder to make the play for the out. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio, but they can't get the runner from third home. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still no score. About set to go for the bottom of the fifth right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. CJ Pitaro coming in as he's 0 for 1. Ready to go here in this one as that is taken in for the called strike. And the count now at 0-1. Scoreless ball game here in this one. We are now into the fifth inning of play here tonight. And woo, boy, that nearly got the cameraman out. Boy, and that was a close call. And right there, called third strike. And CJ Pitaro, the call was upheld, strike 3. And that's 1 down. The designated hitter is Luke Mann. And coming in, and he'll take that one in for a strike. And the count now at 0-1. Springfield leading Wichita 10-3. Frisco leading 10-6. Arkansas got a good sizable lead against Tulsa. That's 7-0 right there. That is right there. The count now at 0-2. Corpus Christi and Northwest Arkansas are tied at 4 apiece. So far, pretty good. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that is a called third strike. And that is out number 2. Man, I'll tell you one thing, John. This is a scoreless ball game. A lot of 3-up, 3-down innings. But San Antonio has only 2 hits. And so far, the Missions have been really doing good. They've been keeping them off the board. And so far, pretty good on that. Yep. Tommy White, the 6-hole batter coming in, will swing and miss. The count now 0-2. So far, a pretty good one thus far. And here's the pitch. That one is chopped foul. The count now still hanging on at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, and that is foul. The 0-2. Called third strike, and they got him. So another scoreless inning. And still nothing doing. 6th inning coming up. And still no score. So about set to go as we head for the top half of the 6th inning for San Antonio coming up. And going to be a pretty good one if Midland could get something going. Back here at the ballpark as we get set to go for the top half of the 6th inning for San Antonio. You'll look a lot of zeros in that scorecard. I gotta say, this game is progressing really fast as we have a lot of 3-up, 3-down innings. And here's Kai Murphy. And that's a base hit straight away right. And man got something going pretty good. And that's going to bring up Marcos Castañon, who comes in next. Boy, San Antonio trying to get some home runs. And Castañon could be the man to do it. Castañon from the stretch.
That's a ball.
And that is high and outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. 0 for 1 lineouts here tonight for San Antonio for Castañon. And that's going to be high fly in the air. Will it get down? No, it will not. As that will be out number 1 to straightaway center. And that is out number 1. Francisco Acuna, the shortstop, is 1 for 2 single. Boy, and have we figured out where Midland will be? in the next part of that series. So we know Corpus Christi is up in Arkansas. And we know that Frisco is taking on Tulsa, which that's pretty funny. Well, let's see. San Antonio for 3 more games. And then Amarillo coming on the 28th of April. So got to say, that's going to be pretty good. Here's the 2-1 delivery. And that is going to be straight away the second for 1. And in time, a double play. And that means fans here tonight get Taco Villa courtesy the double play. No runs, a hit. No errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. 6.5 innings, still no score. As we continue, a no score here tonight. Brian Bovias coming in with Dickey and Rodriguez for Midland when we get ready to go. Now set to go for the bottom of the 6th inning right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Ryan Bovias getting ready to go, 7-8-9, due up against the starter for San Antonio, Jagger Haynes. The pitch is in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Well, it'll be after Sunday. Midland will head to Springfield for a 6-game set next week. San Antonio taking on Amarillo. Frisco taking on Tulsa. And that'd be pretty good for those ball groups. We literally got to see what we've got coming up for this next week. And so far, looking at the next week's schedule, Corpus Christi at Arkansas, Tulsa at Frisco, Midland at Springfield, Amarillo at San Antonio, and Wichita at Northwest Arkansas. So there is the next schedule for next week. And got to say, a pretty good one at that. I'll go ahead and...
That's ball two.
And there is ball two on a pitch clock violation. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And there's one down. Nice strikeout for the starter, Jagger Haynes. Haynes has been really good. Struck the first 8 batters out this season, and he comes in really good to start off the year. Jared Dickey coming in, and he'll pop that one straight away high near the catcher. And that is a wasted opportunity. So that will make the Rockhound fan say, ah, on top of that. The catcher, C.J. Rodriguez, coming in. He popped out his 0 for 1 of the evening. And here is the pitches right there and outside for a ball to count now 1-0. Frisco 11-7 against the Sod Poodles there at Water Ridge Field in downtown Amarillo. 10-6 Springfield. But pretty good right there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, nobody on. And that's a strike inside. The count now at 1-2. Boy, still daylight here as we get going for the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and they got him. So 6 innings with no score. And we head to the 7th inning. And gonna be a pretty good one as we bring you the 7th inning activities. And the center fielder, Kai Roberts, will get ready to go. And we've got a pretty good evening shot there at the home plate going to first base area. And the sun setting beautifully here in Midland, Texas. Gotta love it. Really good. 7th inning coming up for San Antonio as we get ready to go. And it is a no-score ball game as we head to the 7th here in Midland. Oh, excuse me, guys. Are you okay, John? Yeah, I think I swallowed a bug or something. Oh, I hope you're okay. Yeah, I am. All right, bell set to go for the top half of the seventh inning, and here is center fielder Kai Roberts. Roberts coming in from the stretch. Here he goes. High in the air, straightaway center. That's out number one. Boy, I tell you one thing, John, if this game continues to go at its pace like this, we might see some extra innings here tonight. Yeah, for sure. Ethan Salas, the catcher, coming up now. And the pitch. That one is outside. The count now 1 ball and no strikes. That is high in the air. And that's going to bounce the wall. And that'll get Ethan Salas a double. And now a runner in scoring position for San Antonio. And so far, that's going to be pretty good. Romeo Sanabria coming in. 4 and 5 coming up. And that's going to be right there. Line drive straight away up to second, in time at first. And there is 2 down.
Now batting.
Seventh inning stretch coming up after this last out. And that'll bring up right fielder Braden Carpathios. 1 for 2 double. And the pitch. And that one is crushed. And now San Antonio finally gets something going. Two-run shot by Carpathios as a 429-foot and with 103.2 mile per hour. And San Antonio now gets out of a no-run ball game, and it's now San Antonio 2-0. Boy, and their crowd down there is getting pretty good, and so far it is pretty nice indeed. 429 foot. That's a pretty good distance by Carpathios, and well, time is going to be called as here comes the manager, and that is going to do for tonight's starter here tonight for Blake Beers. He gave up the 2 runs, and so far he is responsible for those 2 runs, and he could get an L tonight if they don't get something going in the bottom of the 9th. Brooks Krisk coming in now. Krisk now pitching for Midland. Albert Fabian coming in is set to go. And the pitch is down and outside is 1 ball and no strikes. San Antonio 2, Midland nothing. Excuse me. 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch. That one fouled in the way. The count now at 1-1. Well, I bet that'll fire up the Midland dugout as they saw those 2 runs leave the yard on that first hit of the ball game. And so far, pretty good. But Braden Carpathios gets this 2-run shot. It's 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors and nobody left. And we head for the bottom of the 7th inning. San Antonio leading it 2-0. So we'll be right back after the stretch ending as Leo Dallas DeVries will lead it for Midland when we come back. Well, you've made it to the seventh inning stretch, and now we're about set to go for that. Well, here is Leo Dallas DeVries, and here's John Baker to deliver us the rest of this broadcast. Thank you, Bob. Bottom half of the seventh inning set to go, and first pitch has been thrown in for a strike. The count now 0-1. And a pitch. Now on ground ball, straight away, up to second, up to first in time. And that is one up, one down. Colby Halter coming in now, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. San Antonio leading this game 2-0. 3 games left with San Antonio. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, road trip to Springfield starting next week. It's the 0-1, and that's in for a strike. The count now 0-2. San Antonio and Amarillo taking each other on there in the Alamo City. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That is a hit. And boy, the no-hit bid comes to an end. And so far, Jagger Haynes now seeing that no-hit streak come to an end. But I guess all will. It is what it is. And the pitch. It's right there now to play. And the count now at 0-1. 0 for 2 strikeout and a pop-out by the right fielder Nankill. Nankill coming in from the windup and the stretch. And that's going to be right there. And can they get one? No. That will be an infield base hit. And they tried to get that one, but evidently the first baseman had to lay flat to stop the ball from getting any further. And so far, that's why there's 2 men on with 1 out. C.J. Pitaro coming in as he'll take a strike. And the count now at 0-1. San Antonio in a threatening danger here as now the Rockhounds have first and second, 1 man down. And that is going to be right there and fouled. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, and the windup and the pitch. And that's going to be right there. The second for 1, and they got him. And that ends an inning, and they are still scoreless for Midland. Well, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on for Midland. We head to the 8th inning, and it's San Antonio 2-0. Now set to go for the top half of the 8th inning. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Rosemont Vertigo coming in. We're set to go here in this half inning. Ground ball straightaway up the shortstop. Throw down to first in time. And that is out number 1.
The left fielder, number 1, Kai Murphy.
Well, here is the left fielder, Kai Murphy. Murphy coming in, ready to go. And here is the pitch coming up. That's right there. Ground ball straight away second. And gets past the second baseman and shortstop for a center field base hit.
Second baseman,
Marcos Castañon, the second baseman, coming in for San Antonio now. That one is going to hit behind the backstop, and the count now at 0-1. Starting to get into the twilight time as this ball game nears its end. A lot of zeros, and San Antonio striking in 2 after a home run. Just get things going when you get the runs in, and so far pretty good. That one is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Castañon. And that's going to be right there to second for 1. They relay it, and they get another double play for the night. So no runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody left on. Bottom half of the 8th inning set to go. San Antonio leading this game 2-0. Luke Mann, White, and Bovias will lead it. Get ready to go for the bottom half of the 8th inning. Bounce at the go for the bottom of the eighth right now. The Rockhounds Baseball Network. Jagger Haynes returned to work as that's a high fly ball. Luke Mann hits it straight to center. And that is out number one.
Now batting, third baseman.
Man, 68% of his four-seamer has really worked for him here tonight. And so far, San Antonio could hand choose Jagger Haynes to being the winner tonight. And the pitch is in for the cold strike. And the count now at 0-1. Well, gotta say, that looks like that'll do for Jagger Haynes as here comes the manager for San Antonio. And so far, that's going to do for Haynes here this evening. He did a really great job tonight keeping up with the bullpen. And so far, pretty good. Well, our right-hander, Sean Boyle, getting out for this game as he'll be the first man up in relief. 95, a slider, a changeup, a cutter, but that 95-mile-per-hour fastball is the four-seamer. Boyle now pitching for San Antonio as he'll meet up Tommy White. As that's in for a strike, the count now at 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. So Midland down to their final 4 outs. And so far, a lot of it has to do with the 3 up, 3 down innings. And so far, with the final 4 outs for Midland, they have to try to work it back in for the home crowd. Well, I don't know, John. If they keep missing the ball at this rate, they may never come back in recovery here this evening. Yeah, that is for sure, Bob. Brian Bovias, the center fielder, 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out tonight. And that's a ground ball straight away up to second to Castañon and got it right to first. And that is the half inning over. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left on for Midland. And now to the 9th we go, San Antonio leading it by 2-0. Well, we'll be right back after this one as we bring you another inning of baseball. And yes, it is the final inning of tonight's game. So we're about ready to go as we get things rocking and rolling for the 9th, starting up next. About set to go for the ninth inning right now for San Antonio.
Number 27.
And we're about ready to go. Here's John Baker. Corey Avant coming in now at 97 on the four-seam slider and the curveball. Avant now pitching for Midland.
Leading off for San Antonio.
The shortstop Francisco Acuna coming in is 1 for 3, a single. As he gets ready to go for San Antonio here for the final inning of the night. That's right there. Line drive straight away up the center, and that's a base hit. Man, and that is the first hitter to come in and get something going. Kai Roberts, the center fielder, coming in. Ready to go, and that one's going to be well hit, out of play, and foul. And the count now at 0-1. 0 for 3 ground out in the first inning by Roberts tonight. Don't forget our game tomorrow evening at 7:05 for Friday Night Baseball. Saturday night as well, and then Sunday afternoon at 1:05 as we get ready to wrap up our 6th game on the road here in Midland. San Antonio heads back home, and so do we. We take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles starting Tuesday the 21st.
Nope, that's down.
And we are 7:05 on that evening. 2 balls and 1 strike, and the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air, and that is gone. Nope, never mind. I thought it was. Major look. Well, the left fielder runs it down with a great catch. And there is 1 down. So far, a good night here in Midland as it's now starting to get dark. And that's a slider to Ethan Salas as that will miss. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, Northwest Arkansas leading Corpus Christi 7-4. And that's going to be pretty good. But that's up to right. And now San Antonio down to their final out.
Now batting, the first baseman, Romeo.
And pretty good on here. Well, we hope y'all enjoyed Thirsty Thursday with us here tonight. And that was a proud promotion here for Rockhounds Baseball. And so far, don't forget tonight, if you're hungry, stop by our Taco Villa location here. And you'll be glad you did. It is the best place, fresh Mexican food, and it is just fresh all the time. Got to thank Bobby Cox for delivering some pretty good restaurants like Taco Villa, Roses, and Texas Burger, which they are proud sponsors of Rockhounds Baseball.
That's ball 2.
You know, out in San Antonio, we wished we had these organizations to come in. And so far, we've wrote letters to Bobby, and so far, well, hopefully something will happen probably in the next few years or so. Yeah, I got to say, but you know, the location of Rose's Cafe is about 66 miles from San Antonio in a town called Austin. Oh, yeah, we've heard about that. Well, the strikeout being made, and that is the final out here in the 9th inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors in, 1 left. As we head to the bottom of the 9th, Dickey, Rodriguez, and DeVries will get things going as we get ready to close this one out here tonight. San Antonio leading 2-0 against Midland as we have this Thursday night ball game. All right, bottom half of the ninth inning for the Rockhounds. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Jared Dickey ready to go. Our last half of the ninth inning. Abroad here tonight. And that's in for a strike. The count now at 0-1. Boy, so far pretty good here tonight, and so far glad you stuck around. That one's right there. Ground ball up to third. Flip across the diamond, and that is one out here in the bottom of 9. CJ Rodriguez coming in. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop out. Pretty good here. Here's the pitch to him, and that is going to be outside for a ball. The count now 1-0. 2 outs left for Midland, and they should have had an opportunity the whole game to get something going. But evidently 3 up, 3 down innings was the main factor of this evening. Here's a 1-0. And that is in for a strike. The count now 1-1. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be high in the air. And that's going to get down for a base hit. Midland have a little energy left in them. And got to say, they're trying hard to get back in this one and try to get something going. Here's Leo Dallas DeVries as he'll take that one down and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, a ground out. So, Bob, you were saying that Rose's Cafe was out there in Austin, just 66 miles outside of San Antonio and stuff. Yeah, I got to say, John, that's where it is. Boy, we're going to have to go for Rose's at some point. Absolutely love the $7.99 Taco Night Tuesdays. You know, living in the Permian Basin, me and my dad, after school, we would go $7.99 Taco Tuesdays, and by golly, we miss those days. I mean, not living in the Permian Basin anymore. It's kind of rough around the edges. That's going to be right there. Line drive. That is a base hit straight away. And now Midland could come back in this one and try to win a 9th. And that's going to bring in Colby Halter. Halter getting ready to come in. And, boy, they are just ready to kick butt here this evening if they could get a base hit and get something going. Halter coming in, and the slider is outside. The count now 1-0. Is 1 for 3 single. San Antonio on the verge of losing this one. If Halter could get a 3-run shot, that would win it for Midland, and that would be their 9th of the season. And that's in for a strike, and the count now at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2-1, 1 out. San Antonio up 2-0. Midland trying to get going. High fly in the air. The third baseman getting after it and makes the play for out number 2.
Now batting, right fielder.
Man, that's a rough out number 2 is getting going and get something. But I tell you one thing, that's just rough around the edges. The right fielder, Nate Nankiel, coming in is 1 for 3 single. It's the last chance for Midland here this evening. And so far, pretty good. Here is the pitch to him. And that is going to be right there. Line drive base hit. And that's going to score in a run. And that'll tie up the ball game on a 2-run RBI double. And Midland has an opportunity. Yeah, they do. Now a 2-2 ball game. They could get something going if CJ Pitaro could get another one up to straightaway. Now that is for sure. CJ Pitaro coming in as the first baseman. 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a ground out. Winning run in scoring position. And we'll say it is a 2-2 tie as San Antonio's lead has grown evaporated. So pretty much they'll go an extra inning if we could go in this one. Here's the 0-2, and that is just outside as 1-2. San Antonio and Midland. This is a foot race battle here in the Rockhounds territory. The 1-2. And that's going to be high in the air right there. Don't let that ball drop, young man, and that will do it. For the side is retired. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got extra innings coming in. And we are deadlocked at 2 on this Thursday night here in Midland. So we're about set to go as Braden Carpathios will be up to the plate. And second base is Romeo Sanabria as he gets going on the second base area for extra innings. So about set to go for the bottom half, or should I say the top half of the 10th inning, straight ahead in this one. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and give you some scores here tonight. Arkansas leading 9-3 against the Tulsa Drillers, and so far pretty good. Frisco leading Amarillo 12-9. Northwest Arkansas leading 9-4 against Corpus Christi. Springfield leading Wichita 10-7, and so far pretty good. 10th inning straight ahead right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. As the night falls and we are into extra innings. Braden Carpathios coming in. Romeo Sanabria is out there at second base as a runner. It's no balls and one strike. A 2-2 tie here in extra innings. Here is the 0-1. And that's going to be lofted high in the air, straight away, in time. Here he goes. And he is safely at third. Boy, a near pickoff. And that could have been a big out number 2. And San Antonio would have been outplayed on that one. The designated hitter, Albert Fabian, coming in. Tie-breaking run, that is Sanabria. That is right there. Ground ball up to straightaway. And they're not going to get him, as that will be a run across on a sacrifice. And close to a sacrifice right there. That's an RBI single, a base hit coming in. And now San Antonio takes back the lead. It's now 3-2. Rosamond Vertigo coming in as that's outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Robles and Emmanuel's warming up in the Rockhounds bullpen. And so far, pretty good. Just what the doctor ordered for extra innings here in Midland. And that is outside. The count now 2-0. The windup and the pitch. And that's going to be lofted high in the air. And that is up to the left field area, as that is out number 2. And so far, San Antonio is just a run ahead, but the tying run for Midland will come up in the bottom of the 10th inning. The winning run also coming to the plate. Kai Murphy lean it off for San Antonio. And the pitch. That one is chopped foul, and the count now 0-1. Boy, 2 hours of good gaming. Just absolutely love the show. And that's right there. Line drive base hit up to right field. And all San Antonio needs is a 3-run homer to make it 6-2. All right, the skipper coming out now, as that will do for this reliever. And he has seen enough of the mere performance that he did, giving up a few hits and a run. And so he could get a L, or somebody in the pitching staff could get a nail. Stevie Emmanuel's coming in now. He'll be the new reliever for Midland. 97 on the 4-seam slider and a cutter coming in. 3-2 our score. And the slider is outside. The count now 1-0 to Marcos Castañon. 0 for 3, a line out in the third inning. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of extra innings. 10th inning, 3-2 San Antonio. And that is a foul ball, and the count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that's going to be right there. Ground ball straightaway short, force out a second, and that will do for this half of the 10th inning. Well, we go to the bottom of 10, and the San Antonio Missions lead it 3-2. So extra innings says Pitaro will start at second, and Luke Mann coming in. So bottom of the 10th inning, straight ahead on Thursday Night Baseball, and we got a lot more on the way for extra innings. About set to go for the bottom of the 10th right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, thank you, Bob, and we are set to go for the bottom of the 10th. San Antonio leading this one 3-2. Luke Mann coming in, and the pitch is right there and in for a strike. The count now 0-1. Winning run now up at the plate, that is Luke Mann. And that's down and in for a ball. The count now 1-1. Rockhounds could easily walk it off here, and it would be a close one, 4-3. That's a swing and a miss. The count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, swing and a miss. They got him. And again, we're going to see a repeat of what we saw in the 9th inning with 2 outs. And then they tied it up at last with the Rockhounds. Here is Tommy White as he'll swing and miss. The count now at 0-1. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts here tonight. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. And boy, they are really starting to get them going. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That's a high pop-up straight away. Castagnon looks up and gets it. And that is out number 2. Boy, another high fly, and that would be San Antonio's ball game as they'll defeat Midland by just a run. Brian Bovias coming in now as he'll take that one down and inside. The count now 0-1. 7:05, our first pitch of the ball game tomorrow evening. Game 4, and that is a swing and a miss, and that will be the final strike right there for Bovias. Looking for a complete game. The payoff pitch. And that's high fly in the air, and this should do it. And San Antonio will avoid danger. And wow, what a night it has been. Rockhounds now 8-4. And San Antonio keeps on the 3rd place position, which that is really good. Final score, 1-run lead, and San Antonio wins it. So pretty good night for us here in Midland. And always a good thing. Man, Arkansas winning 13-3. And looks like there's something going on there in Tulsa. So it looks like they're having a little controversy for the Arkansas manager. But anyway, they're saying what had happened, and so far, pretty nasty right there. All right, Northwest Arkansas will keep the 2nd place position, at least for now, in the North Division. And Corpus Christi now getting 5-7 of the year. And yeah, pretty bad right there. 12-12 ball game, top of the 10th inning there in Waterbridge Field in downtown Amarillo. Boy, the Rough Riders and Sod Poodles really going after it. But anyway, yes, Springfield could easily win the 5th of their wins and stuff, but most evidently, the Cardinals would stay at 4th place. So still waiting on 6 more ball clubs to finish off here tonight. They're really close. But I do believe that Arkansas and Tulsa are definitely going to close out. Travelers would win, and Tulsa will not advance to their 9th win here tonight. You look at 13-3, and so far that's an unbeatable score. So they'll pick up their win. But anyway, we'll go over and look at Wichita, Kansas, and do believe 10-7 as we look at their deal. It's a 12-12 ball game, and boy, a lot of home runs there. A lot of home runs there in Amarillo, which that is pretty exciting to even look at. But anyway, pretty good as we all look at it. But anyway, yeah, 13-3 for Arkansas, and that's a pretty good one for the Travelers. So pretty good one here tonight. And yep, Springfield just called the game, so now they are 5-7, winning the final score of 10-7. So they'll defeat Wichita. Yeah, that is, well, that's a game right there. Game of inches, I should say. All right, so it's the bottom of the 10th inning, and it looked like Amarillo could easily win the ball game. And the Sod Poodles would literally pick up their 3rd win of the season. Amarillo not doing too good in the start of this year, 2-9. Frisco is 7-4, and I gotta say, Rough Riders are in 2nd place. Sod Poodles are in 5th place. And gotta say, it's kind of one of them ordeals where it could be very challenging. You know, so far we look at 24 runs for that ball game there in Amarillo. And it's really, really fun to even watch. So the winning run coming in, and he bunts and fouls that one off. So pretty good as we all look at it. Well, it's 9:45 as we wrap up here today. Boy, Rockhounds had 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th, but they failed to capitalize and to literally get something going. But anyway, yeah, it's just been one of them things. So if Frisco wins this one here tonight, they could be 8-4, tied with Midland. If Amarillo wins, they'll get their 3rd of the season. And man, I tell you, Yeah, so still waiting on that ball game right there in Amarillo, and gotta say, 1 out, they could go 2 more outs and hit the 11th inning, and we would still have to wait to see who would win that one in Wateridge Field there in downtown Amarillo. Amarillo is a pretty good ballpark, and we've been going there for up to 6 years, ever since the show 21. So it has been a real big honor just to come in and have a pretty good time with baseball. I remember the start of our campaign in the Double-A Central, and that's what they called us way back then. And so far, San Antonio, they took on Midland, Frisco, Corpus Christi, Amarillo, and Springfield and Northwest Arkansas. And gotta say, the Travelers and Drillers were not involved, even as much in that season, but San Antonio went to Northwest Arkansas during that 1 year, and then after that, they never returned. And then you look at 2022, Arkansas and Tulsa went to San Antonio, and after that, those two teams never came back to San Antonio at all. But evidently, it's been about 4 years since the Arkansas Travelers and the Tulsa Drillers ever came back to the Alamo City. Yeah, I gotta say, John, kind of sad when you think about it. It's rough when you think about it. But evidently it is what it is. Well, it looks like the Sod Poodles walk it off. And so far, that is their third of the season. And they did it. They defeat the Frisco Rough Riders. Final score 13-12. And everybody played baseball tonight. That is good. There was no rain. There was no cancellations in that one. Except the last night when Arkansas and Tulsa had to cancel due to tornadic activity. And yeah, so far it was one of them things. Pretty good crowd there at Wateridge Field in downtown Amarillo now, as the fans are cheering for this third win for Amarillo. Now, it was a pretty good one. San Antonio winning 3-2 against Midland. Northwest Arkansas beats Corpus Christi. Arkansas beating the Drillers by 13-3. Amarillo wins by a score of the final 13-12. And Springfield winning 10-7 against the Wind Surge. And so far, everybody did a pretty good night. Well, 3 more games here in Midland, and gotta say, we love good old Rockhound town, and so far it's a pretty good place. We love coming to Midland. Well, anyway, our first pitch of tomorrow is 7:05, and we cannot wait to have you guys back for another great ball game for tomorrow night. This one was brought to you apart by Taco Villa, Roses, and Texas Burger. Join us on those locations. And so far, you can find those locations out in the Permian Basin and scattered throughout Amarillo and Hobbs and Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and also a lot of other locations too. But anyway, hopefully Bobby Cox will think about getting more locations out in San Antonio. I mean, hopefully he'll think about putting locations around the city, and that would be pretty good. Well, I tell you, Bob, it's been a pretty good day thus far. And so far, it has been a really good one. But anyway, we thank everybody for coming out to the ball game tonight. We've had a good time. And so far, hope everybody had a good time. Well, everybody going home, and yes, the stadium here in Midland emptying out quick as the fans get out to their cars and they drive home for the night. Well, anyway, hope everybody has a good rest of your evening. And so far for San Antonio, they hold off Midland for another extra inning. And yeah, that 10th inning, that one run that came in across the score at the top of the 10th was pretty good. So pretty much San Antonio winning this one here tonight by a final 3-2. And so far, pretty good. Braden Carpathios is the player of the game. He's 2 for 4, a home run and 2 bases. Well, the winner for the missions here tonight, Sean Boyle, struck out 2 and only gave up 2 earned runs. And so far, that is against Midland. The loss tonight is Corey Avant as he comes in, and so far he is the loss for Midland, and so far pretty good on that. We are 9:53 on this Thursday night, and so far it was a pretty good one. Well, we can't wait to see y'all back tomorrow evening at 7 o'clock, our first pitch. And as we have our pregame show at 6:45, and we just can't wait to see you guys back for the next game. Just super excited about that. Well, anyway, for all of us here in Midland, Texas, thank y'all for a great day, and we cannot wait to see y'all again tomorrow. Well, Rockhounds wearing orange tomorrow night and Saturday, and then it will be home white Sunday, and so far pretty good. Well, final one more time, San Antonio 3 and Midland 2, so that will do it here in Midland. Well, we're going to go off the air, and so far the 10 o'clock news is fixing to come on, and so far maybe the Rockhounds will make the local news. And, well, San Antonio winning this one in extra innings. Well, it's pretty good. Well, anyway, good night, everybody, from Midland, Texas. And we will see you again later on as we get going for Game 4 of tomorrow night's series against San Antonio. Well, anyway, have a good night. See y'all again soon. Yeah, good night, everybody.